A native speaker asks you, ¿cuál es tu correo electrónico? ¿Cuál es tu teléfono? Suddenly, you are faced with a task of spelling your phone number or email in Spanish. Feeling a little nervous? Don't worry, we've got your back. You will surely come across situations where you're asked, ¿puedes deletreármelo, por favor? Can you spell that for me, please? Or moments where you will need to say, déjame deletrearte eso. Let me spell that for you. I'm going to give you some simple tips so that you can handle these situations well. Let's start with a key point, the names of the letters in Spanish, especially those that can cause confusion. You might already know the vowels, A, E, I, O, U. But remember, when spelling out loud can lead to mix-ups. Be careful not to slip into English as you spell out your words. If you pronounce this as A, they will hear this. If you pronounce this as E, they will hear this. And if you pronounce this as I, they will think you burned yourself. Now, focusing on specific letters that might trip you up. H is H, J is called J. So, if you're spelling jamón, you will say J-A-M-O-N. Ñ, X is called X. Y can be tricky. In Spanish, it's Y or Y. Z is another one. It's Z. In Latin America, it's often pronounced like Z. In Spain, they go with theta. Also remember that B and V can sound the same in speech. But for spelling, differentiate by saying B and V if you are in Spain, and V or B pequeña if you are in Latin America for V. As in Valencia, you will spell it B pequeña A L E N C I A. When it comes to names with accent marks like Pérez, just spell it out and point out where the accent goes. Pérez, P-E-R-E-Z, con acento en la primera E o con tilde en la primera E. When you are spelling letters over the phone, some letter names get confused in Spanish just as in English. So when you need extra clarity, Spanish has a standard phonetic word alphabet, just like the Alpha Bravo Charlie one in English. So I'm going to pop a list up on the screen for you with an associated word for each letter. Feel free to hit pause, take some notes, or even snap a picture for future reference. Emails come packed with all sorts of special characters, but don't worry, in Spanish they are easier than you think. The @ sign is called arroba. The hyphen or dash in Spanish is known as guión. The underscore is called guión bajo. Dot or period, it's punto. Now let's go through those email domains. We pretty much say them like in English, but with a Spanish accent. Gmail, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, Outlook. Let's put them all together in an example email. Let's say, el email de Carla Gómez es... In Spanish, that will be Carla con K guión bajo Gómez @gmail.com. Now, before we move on, pause the video here and try spelling out your email in Spanish. You can do this. Phone numbers have their own quirks. The plus sign is read as más, and when you have to give a country code like 01401. Here's a handy piece of advice. You might be familiar of the English language shortcut of saying O instead of 0, or double O for 2 zeros. In Spanish, we stick to the basics and simply say 0 every time. We don't have an equivalent linguistic shortcut for 0. So remember, when it comes to saying 0 in Spanish, keep it simple and go with cero, or cero if you are in Spain. To illustrate the previous point, let's consider a famous example. The well-known movie 007. It's pronounced double O in English. However, in Spanish, we remain true to the digit and call it 007. Let's try with a phone number, like this one from Colombia. That will be más 57 300 1 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause the video here and try saying your own phone number in Spanish. I believe in you. Alright, now that we have tackled all those technicalities of spelling out emails and numbers in Spanish, it's time for a quick challenge. Let's put your new skills to the test. Grab a piece of paper and write down the following contact info I will spell for you. Nombre: José Gómez Jiménez. José, J-O-S-E con acento en la E. Gómez, G-O-M-E-Z con acento en la O. Jiménez, X-I-M-E-N-E-Z con acento en la primera E. Email: José Gómez Jiménez B52 @yahoo.com. JOSEGOMEZ XIMENEZ B52 @yahoo.com. Y su número de teléfono es más 58 212 321 6549. Great! How did that go? If you found it a little challenging, feel free to rewind and review the sections you need to. Remember, understanding information is as important as giving it. So, practice listening to others spell out their emails and phone numbers, and try to write them down. We hope you find this video helpful. As you go about your day, try to use these tips you have learned. And of course, let us know in the comments how it goes. Don't forget to share this video and hit that subscribe button for more Spanish language tips and hacks. Y nos vemos en el próximo video.